And we're back with the head of the NAACP, Cornell, William Brooks. Mr. Brooks, we've this morning the words context, balance. President Obama said things aren't as bad as they were in the 60s in terms of race relations. Do you agree with that?
Well, there are many in this nation who are tempted to believe that the glass is half full of despair and half empty of hope. What we might note and what we should note is that the country is full of the capacity to affect change. We have thousands of young people, older activists in the streets of this country. They're in the streets of this country protesting and demonstrating because they believe profoundly that they can bring about an end to police misconduct. That is an affirmation of who we are as a country. It's an affirmation of our capability as a country to bring about reform, and it speaks to the character of our country and our fellow citizens. So that's a good thing. That is to be celebrated. So race relations have improved, but they are not where they should be, particularly when a young black man is 21 times more likely to lose his life at the hands of the police than his white counterparts. And an unarmed African-American man is 7 times more likely to lose his life at the hands of the police than his white counterparts. Clearly, we are not where we should be. We are better than we were, and because we are better than we were, we have the conviction that we can be better still.
Talk about the police. There are obviously some bad actors, and they are captured in these horrendous videos. But everybody on both sides is saying, don't paint the other with a broad brush. Help people understand how to talk about the changes you think need to be made in the police force, but then also respect these people who are brave and take risks and serve their communities.
Sure. So we're at a moment in this country where we have to be morally surgical. We have to be precise. So in other words, we're understanding what fuels racial profiling in the country is that African Americans are seen as being black skin, being a robe of, I should say, a cloak of suspicion, white skin being a robe of protection or respectability. We have to get beyond presumptions, beyond stereotypes. And that also applies to police officers. There are police officers who've stepped forward. There are police officers who are supporting a reform in the ranks. We have to stand with them. In other words, those who honor their badges, who honor their oaths, we need to support. But we need to be clear. This is a moment in this country that is one of urgency, where you have 509 people who lost their lives at the hands of the police this year, 990 last year. We are at least 24 people ahead in this grim calculus. We've got to address this problem because we're at a moment where we know what to do. The president has issued his recommendations from his 24th century policing task force. The NAACP issued a report called Born Suspect. We have police departments that know how to get it right. We just have to develop the will to get it right.
What are the things? Give 3 things people need to know that need to change to improve the situation.
At the federal level, passing the End Racial Profiling Act, 2, the Law Enforcement Trust Integrity Act. At the state level, passing racial profiling laws, body cam laws, and dash cam laws, and establishing civilian review boards. The point being here is we know what to do legislatively, we know what to do from a policy perspective, but at the end of the day, John, to bring about the kind of change we need to ensure that every demonstrator is a voter and that we show up en masse and in the millions at the polls in November, because we need to bring about reform at the state and municipal level and at the federal level, and of course, call upon our presidential candidates to take racial profiling seriously and address it in their party platforms and in their campaigns.
All right, Cornell.
That we have to do.
Cornell, William Brooks, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll be